My name is Ella Marino, and I'm a junior at UCSB majoring in psychology and minoring in applied psychology. As a psychology major who volunteers within my field, I'm really interested in the communication between myself and the patients that I interact with. Specifically, I want to research the way that mental health issues affect the speech patterns of African Americans because throughout the length of this course, I've developed a deeper interest in the culture. I've learned a great deal about linguistics as a subject by itself. In this course, we examine phonetics, use of language-specific environments, as well as many other factors that affect a person's speech patterns. So what's especially interesting about this course and why others should be interested in taking it is how it specifically examines African American linguistics. Black vernacular is specific to working class or middle class African Americans, and it's defined as a more informal type of speech. The accent and class of speech is closely related to rural dialects of the South. So, being from New Orleans myself, my entire family speaks in what is defined as African American English, even though only half of us are actually African American. So, being from New Orleans, I'm exposed to the accents and speech patterns constantly. My dad has a southern accent and speaks generally in this African American English dialect, as well as all of my extended family in the South. The African American English is towards the casual end of a sociolinguistic continuum. So we covered examples in class and later analyzed them in section, and they show the use of this dialect, especially in the use of the word be. So be is something someone usually does or typically does. As we examined in section, there's examples such as they usually be tired when they come home, or sometimes my ears be itching. And this is just a few examples of how the grammar usage and dialect as a whole is more informal. So you can hear through these phrases a specific tone and syntax usage that is characterized as African American English. So African American students especially can benefit greatly from this course. Even a person as myself who is Caucasian, I've learned a great deal about cultural appropriation. I don't know specifically what African American students can take from this course, though I do have a great deal of Black family members and friends, so I can say what I think is important. In addition to learning about this specific dialect, we've covered what racism is and what it's not, as well as who is racist and what it looks like. So I think what African Americans, as well as other races, myself included, can take away from this course is how to recognize racism and how to treat everyone equally. African Americans, as members of the race that we are studying, probably find the content more relatable and impactful, but personally as well, I have found this class to show areas of research I didn't even know existed. Because of this, I can say that my personal career path has shifted. This course has shaped my future's path in a way that when I'm looking at patients who are receiving psychological care, I now have a more centralized view of what I want to study. I think it's important to notice the different speech patterns that exist between patients, and because I understand the grammar and phonetics of Black vernacular, I can apply this to my intended job of being a therapist. As a psychological counselor, it's really important to be attentive to details, including what dialect people are speaking in. So this course has been an important resource for me in deciding what career path I want to take and helping me learn about culture outside of my own. That in the end helps me develop a more understanding point of view, which is a defining quality of therapist. So when researching African American linguistics, as far as what it consists of and who uses it, I have many resources that can help me, including the UCSB linguistics department, my professor Charity Hudley, and who is highly qualified in her department, as well as my TA. And other resources include UCLA's linguistics department, Professor Bruce Hayes or Professor Tim Stowell, both well established in their departments. In addition to UCSB and UCLA campus faculty, there are organizations that can provide input in linguistics for my research. The Department of Linguistics has a lot of advisors, and I can also contact the Black student community, which is an organization through UCSB Student Resources. There are many resources available to me in my current research of African American linguistics, including my own family members and friends. So in conclusion, because of this course, I have established a broader understanding of language in African American culture. And if I can learn about as many different uses of the English language as I can, then I can have a better idea of how to better advance my own language skills as well as understand others. I want to have a deeper connection with other people and understand where they come from and why they speak the way that they do. The more cultural understanding I have, the more I can participate and actively contribute to society. Thank you.